here we go. So, you've maybe worked with me before, or you found yourself here by accident, but welcome to my world, to my couch. Anyway, so I wanted to do something to introduce myself to folks who don't know me. And so we have the tea here, or at least some questions that friends of mine have given me. So let's find out who Whitney Bohannon is, shall we? Or a little bit about me. So let's see. Question one: who would I want to work with? Um, Both male and female actors and actresses. So, what actors and actresses would I want to work with? Audra McDonald. Um, mm, yeah, Audra McDonald, Kerry Washington, Patty LuPone, but that's a shot in the dark. All of it is a shot in the dark now. But I would love to work with Audra McDonald. I would love to work with Patty LuPone. I would love to work with Kerry Washington. That's all that comes to mind right now. But I know there's a the Reginas, all the Reginas. Regina King, Regina Hall, um, Adrienne Walker. If we're sticking to theater, Adrienne Walker, I think that would be fun. Yeah, so that's enough for the ladies. For the men, for the actors, Denzel Washington, because why not? Lin Manuel Miranda, Leslie Odom Jr., anybody from Hamilton? uh, ah, Al Pacino. But like, who would I be, right? Anyway, moving on. Okay, so, because I don't want this to take all day. Next, what advice would I give to actors, up and coming actors, on their journey? Hmm, I'm on my journey too. So be kind. Be kind to yourself, to those that you're working with. Um, yeah, be kind. I think that's a good thing. Be decisive about what it is that you actually want to do. Um, as you're figuring out, as we're figuring out what our brand is, what interests us, what moves us. Yeah, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Um, in the space, you know, value those friendships that you make, and yeah, just keep going. Don't get discouraged. That sort of thing. All right, next thing. If I could have anyone play me in a biography, who would it be and why? Okay, I don't have anybody. I haven't met her yet. Um, and I'm not sure that anyone, like, I'm in the beginning, so it's hard for me to think of who would play me in a biography because we don't know how the story ends, right? Ooh, that sounds morbid. That's okay. I'm here now. All right, moving along. I wanted to have 20 of these, but let's see what we do. When did you get by the bug? The art bug. Okay, so for me, I feel like I've always loved theater. I love the extra. I love the drama. Um, but really, for me, the show that I could say was the one that made me fall in love with theater or get the bug, as they say, is Little Shop of Horrors. I did that in high school, and it was something about being backstage. I can still remember it if I close my eyes now. Being backstage, and it's the moment, forgive me, I don't remember every single moment of the show, like many of us, after we're done with them. But it was the come on, it's supper time. It was something about that, and the way that we staged it off to the side, and I don't know, it was just something in the bass line and the way the audience felt, whatever that particular night was, but something about that, and the theater teacher that I had at that time being a woman named Bunny Dees who just had so much heart and so much love and just supported us and made us feel like family. And you start to feel that thing that, especially for high school students, that thing that just makes you feel like you belong. Maybe sports isn't the way. I'm knocking the cup over. But maybe sports isn't the way for you. Maybe the drill teams and cheerleading and, student council, or maybe those other things. I tried a lot of those things and it never fit until I went into what we called at that time our little theater. And I just fit. I just fit. It was a bunch of crazy people that I understood and who understood my crazy. And I just fit. So I think it's a combination of both that show and also that space that just made me fall in love with it. We did a lot of things. We did Little Shop. I remember, I want to say Arsenic and Old Lace, maybe Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Blithe Spirit. We were in that bag, and we just played around with a lot of different things. I was president of the Little Theater Club, and yeah, I just felt safe and I felt good and I felt like I fit in, even though in high school you're trying to figure out who you are. But whatever I was and whoever I was at that moment, it was right. It was right. And it could be messy and it was right. It could be still discovering and it was right. And that anyway, I won't get poetic, but you get it. Okay, so next. Oh, well, this kind of piggyback. So, what show made me fall in love with theater? Definitely Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, yeah, that Community. All right, let's see. If you could have dinner with five people, living or not, who would it be? Mm. Um. Mm, I would have dinner with my papa. Um. Yeah, I won't go in too deep with that, but he's departed, and I would love to have dinner with him just for the sake of having dinner with him. So the next four. Um. Mm, Beyonce. Yep, Beyonce because she's Queen Bee. Um, that's two. So, mm, my papa, Beyonce. Um, I feel like it makes sense to say Michael Jackson, but would he talk? I don't know. He always seemed so shy to me. Whitney Houston, who, fun fact, I was named after her. Um, yeah. So let's see, Beyonce, my papa, Whitney Houston. Um, mm, I feel like I should come back to this, but I don't wanna. I don't wanna prolong it. Um, let's put Lin Manuel Miranda in there, just for funsies, and everything else that comes with him. The Alan Menken, maybe. Um, what number am I on? Did we keep count? Papa, Lynn, Beyonce, Alan Menken, um, Loretta Devine. Can I have Loretta Devine? Or Angela Bassett? Can we just? That's more, but that's my business. Okay, so yeah, yeah, just yeah, good, good, good. Okay, see, okay, here's the backstory. So these questions came from some friends of mine who know me and just because I don't have any fans yet. So yeah, they came up with these. So I had the questions, but I didn't want to prepare answers, so I had them, and I've had them tucked away for some days, and I've tried not to look at them or anything, so that I don't have to prepare, so that y'all won't be bored. Okay, moving on. Um, If there was one person living or not that you could interview about their experience in theater arts, who would it be? Hmm. Audra McDonald. Audra is just that girl. So I would I would love to hear from her. I would love to hear from Patty Lupone. Um, yeah, that's the August Wilson. Yeah, he was such a storyteller. So yeah, I just think any of those people would have some wisdom for me. Yep. Okay. Like it's gonna help if I close one eye. Okay. So something's on my finger. What is your favorite role that you've ever played? What's my favorite? Mm, favorite role. You know what? I played Helga Tindorp in Death Trap in college. Um yeah, I think that was I would say yeah, I feel like I had a good time with that. With the audition, I remember that I hadn't heard of the show before, and I checked it out. I think at our school's library. This was college, and I read every page that mentioned her or had her on it, and I just felt like I had a pulse is the word that I like to use for it on a character. And I'm more excited about those types of roles because sometimes we audition for things and we audition to keep performing, and then if we're fortunate we audition for things that we connect with in some way and have a pulse on. And that was a character that I felt like I had a pulse on, even though she was supposed to be a Dutch psychic. I did some research and found that that's not exclusive to just people who don't look like me. So I played with it, and the accents that would be authentic for a person who was melanated like myself playing that character. And I just had a really great time. So yeah, and I played some fun characters, but that was one that, I mean, you get to be a psychic and wild. So yeah, Helga Tindorp in Death Trap. Let's see. This is a skinny cut, so let's see. What's your favorite show that you've seen? Nah. Okay. Lion. So, Lion King. Is I mean, in terms of story, musical, spectacle, just that you just know you're witnessing greatness. I mean, Lion King is that. I got a chance to see Lion King with Dallas Summer Musicals twice. Once in college and once with some family, and I also had a chance to see it on Broadway several years ago. And it's just one of those I guess that sort of speaks to it, is that you can watch or see Lion King over and over and over and over again, and just the story is just so universal about that thing that lives in us, whether we look at it from a cultural perspective when it comes to ancestry, um, or just a spiritual belief that there's just something greater that lives in us, um, that impacts us and how we move, and um, impact other people. So I think Lion King is just one of those. But also Paradise Square. I accidentally happened upon Paradise Square just scrolling through YouTube at one point, and I found a video of uh, it looked like the recording session of the song "Breathe Easy," and something about that song just, again, nodding back to ancestry, just spoke to something in me that I still to this day can't really put into words. But something about that, yeah, that breathe easy. I knew right then that I had to go and see it, and I booked the ticket and was at the very, very, very top in the nosebleed section, and I didn't feel like I was being shortchanged at all. Um, the I don't want to butcher her name, Joaquina Kalukango or Kanga. Anyway, respect to her, the ultimate respect and admiration for her. She was dynamic, and everybody was so dynamic in the show. The tap, the it's unfortunate that it didn't get to stay. Um, it didn't get to stay on stage, but hopefully it'll make a comeback, and I would love to be a part of that. Actually, um, I'll play person sweeping in the corner. Anyway, but favorite shows definitely Lion King and Paradise Square was just special. Brought tears to my eyes. Really moving. Okay, so what's been the most fulfilling role you've played thus far? This is good. This is good. And I feel like I'm wasting time. That's okay. Get some popcorn or something. Come back. Turn the volume up. Okay. While I think. What's been the most fulfilling role that I've played thus far? Hmm. Mm. You know what? I'll say this. I played a small role in the musical 9 to 5, the role of Kathy. And I'll say what was fulfilling about that role is that I consider myself a mover, not a dancer. And the choreography for that show really, really pushed me. I'm not a spinner. I'm either gonna do hands or legs, which y'all can't see. But yeah, that pushed me. That pushed me with dancing just because of the way that they took choreography. It pushed me physically. But that's just so hard. That's hard. The most fulfilling. I mean, you think about what makes you feel fulfilled about it. So for like 9 to 5 is accomplishment, like feeling like I did that I pushed me. But for the audience, well, I guess it's asking about me. I don't know. 9 to 5 really did something for me. Songs for a New World. I played woman number one in a production of that, and yeah, that you know what that I'll probably say that songs for the a new world is probably the most fulfilling. Ugh, and take two. Okay, Songs for a New World is probably the most fulfilling role that I've played thus far, playing woman number one, and the reason for that is, um, I mean, you just can't go wrong with the storytelling in it. I mean, that's really what it is essentially. But it was the timing of playing that role at that time, or not long before that. I had taken very ill and was in a pretty critical stage, and it my health had declined in such a way where I was, oh, not crying on the first video, but I was in a place where vocally to speak, I was hospitalized. Not going into detail of it, but I was hospitalized, and during that time, my voice was like this, hey, and so there was fluid, I believe, in my lungs. It's a blur now, but I believe the doctors were saying there was fluid. It was a lot of just infection in my body, beating me at the time. And fortunately, I beat that illness. And the first role that I auditioned for after that was or show was Songs for a New World. And so coming into that show, I shared with the cast and production team that what I had gone through and where I was feeling vocally. And I don't think that I was able to give, in all honesty, in hindsight, as much as I wish that I could have given to it, but to have been given the opportunity to play it and to be coming back. Um, and not that I didn't do a good job, But just knowing what I could do, I yeah, I discount myself a little bit because I'm hard on me. But that was probably the most fulfilling, just because I was pushing myself and finding my way back to the theater that I love. So, um, what performer would I like to work with is the next question. Audra McDonald, because she's Audra. Lin Manuel Miranda. I feel like I answered this. Maybe it's okay. Audra McDonald, Lin Manuel Miranda. Um, it's just. I was thinking of someone who passed away. Sterling K. Brown. Um, yeah, I guess it said performer. So there's a few. There's a few. The Reginas. Alrighty. Mr. Washington, Denzel Washington. Okay, when did you know you were fabulous? Um, I haven't figured that out yet. Some days I feel that way, and many days I don't. Um, yeah, I wish I had something cool to say, but yeah, I mean, I feel fabulous, but I think that I think in the world of performing arts, it's kind of, it's kind of. I think that we spend so much time trying to fit into a mold. I think most of us are familiar with our own, I hate the word brand, but kind of what our wheelhouse is, what our niche is, if you will. And and I think we all have to think to some degree that we're fabulous, but I think that sometimes when you go through the audition process and different, just the different things that you go through, that sometimes it's hard to sort of accept that you're fabulous or feel fabulous because I don't know. For me, you tell me. But I feel confused a lot of the time, rather than fabulous. But the love of it is fabulous. So yeah, that's that. That's the best I got. Okay, if you could play a male role, what would it be? Okay. All right. So I would say it's corny, but I would want to be in the room where it happened and play Aaron Burr, sir, in Hamilton. I would love to play. Like I mean, in a fantasy, like for yeah, yeah, just a quick little like do songs from the show, but not I can't jump on the table and no, no, not that. But I really love Hamilton, and I know that a lot of people, of course, favor the title character, but there was something about the character of Aaron Burr that I won't say spoke to me, but that I just understood, and I tend to do that when it comes to characters that we call the villain, and maybe that's a sign of just good acting, um, because as human beings, even if we are the villain in whoever's story, we don't actually consider ourselves the villain, and we're just moving with our own individual motivations that may not be malicious at all, but it paints us in a place where we become the villain, maybe. And I think that when I looked at the character of Aaron Burr, I could see the ambition of that character, and which, as a performer, you have to have to some degree. But the ambition of the character and the love of family or for his daughter, um, the complexity of the relationship that he was in. But anyway, I don't know. I felt like I understood him, and who doesn't want to be in the room where it happens, right? So that's that. When did you first fall in love with theater? Do you remember the exact moment? I feel like this is a duplicate, but yeah, I'll just say again, reiterate Little Shop of Horrors, and in my high school days, just feeling like I belong. So I don't think there was an exact moment, as much as just a season of trying different things and not fitting in that space, and then going into the theater and just feeling like I fit in. So, but not fit in like with people, like, oh, I have a crowd now, but more so like, this is what I'm supposed to do type thing. So yeah, that's that. And actually, fun fact, it's not on here, so I'll put that down. But fun fact is, I actually considered, after high school, my plan was to go into mass communications and uh, maybe look into journalism or something like that. But I had a really, really, really good, she's departed, but a really, really good and attentive, I think the title was guidance counselor, who asked me the question in my senior year after I had made this decision. And it was just simple. Whitney, why don't you pursue theater? And I was like, why don't I? And that changed the course of life as I would know it. So, thanks to her. Okay. What's the role that you haven't played yet that you'd be most excited to play? Ooh. Okay, well, right now, as this is being filmed, I don't know when you'll see it, but as this is being filmed, I am very excited for the current role that I've been cast in, which is the fabulous Meta Larkin in Disney's Newsies, and I'm very excited to play that role. But what role that you haven't played yet would you be most excited to play? Honestly, I feel like anything on Broadway. Because I just can't imagine I know what the journey is like, where I am now in the world of community theater in the DFW area, but I have no clue just how it is even more amplified in the Broadway space. I think I would, there's not really a specific role. I know a lot of people get excited about, oh, I want to play Jack Kelly or whatever. Um, but or Dolores Van Cartier, there's a specific role that they want to play. And I've been asked this question before, just in, casual conversation in theatrical spaces. Oh, what role would you want to play? Or dream role? But I don't have a dream role. I don't think that the role that the Whitney Bohannon role, I don't think that role has been written yet. And if it's been written, I don't think it has been on any stage yet. I'm a strange bird, so I don't know. I don't think it's there. Okay, we're down to the final three. Oh, this one's jumping out, as you see. So let's go with that. Let's see. Who is the director I would like to work with and why? Okay, Robert Townsend. Which I've actually thought that for a long time, so that's a good question. And I just think that I don't, I know that he's respected and he's done so much, but he's tapped into he tapped into a pulse, specifically, I think, for me as a member of the Black community, that he just gets it. He just gets it and is such a creative person. And I don't know. I feel like anything that Robert Townsend would do and ever call me, yeah. If if I'm not already booked, I'm there. I'm there. Period. Okay, who could I see myself playing in a biography? Nobody. A biography. I don't. See, okay, let me tell you why. The answer is nobody today. It could be somebody tomorrow. Who knows? But the reason that I say it's nobody today is because I'm too short. I'm 5'2", barefoot. And I don't see a lot of. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see a lot of short. Like, I would say, if we were just going off of, oh, this is a character that I haven't seen on screen or on stage, that I would I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means I haven't seen it. But a character that I feel like I'm so Texas that I feel like that I could see myself playing. I think the first thing that comes to mind would be like an Ella Fitzgerald type role. You know, give me a little wig situation going on and let me hit the hit the sentimental mood and go with it. But yeah, other than that, I can't. I don't know. I don't know. Did I read that right? Yeah. Yeah. See myself playing. Nope. Okay, and the final question is very tiny. Dream role. I feel like that was in there. Um. Okay, if I had to pick a dream role from something that's already there, that's already been written. Mm, I don't really have. The first thing that comes to mind, I know that Hercules is on the rise now. I would love to be one of the muses. We are the muses. I like that. Or I don't know. I just like what feels good. So one of the muses on Hercules or in Hercules, or what about Hades Town? Okay, now hear me out. So it wouldn't be one of the whoops, knocking the camera. That's okay. We're just at home. So for me, I would love to play one of the oh what's the name? What's the name? Somebody say it like I can hear it. What's the name of the three female presenting roles that um they're not gods, but they're like crooning in the background and they sort of guide. The Fates. Are they the Fates? I think they're the Fates. Okay, I would love to play one of the Fates. And I've even seen like Stephanie Mills um doing portraying the role of Hermes, right? Um I mean that could be fun. That could be fun. But something like that. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm glad that you stopped in for tea with me, or 20 questions, or 19, or whatever this was. Just a little combo. So, yeah. So hopefully you know a little bit more about me. And as I think of things, I'll share. And catch me on Newsies if you're catching this in real time. Opening up the first 2 weekends of December 2020. What year? 2024. Yep. So, yeah, that's that. So hopefully you know a little bit more about me, and you'll like. I hate that. No, we're not doing that. I hate at the end of every video. It's like, oh, please like, comment, subscribe. Listen, if you feel like staying, stay a while. If you don't, thank you for coming over, and that's it. Bye.